If you wanted to know how to set up Xero for property investing, this is the video for you. So it's part of a 2-video series. The first one shows the basics of how to set up your account. This second one then shows you more advanced techniques, such as how to set up customized reports in Xero so you can view profit and loss by property. It's also going to show you how you can revalue your properties. Watch the demonstration now. Okay, we're going to do some property revaluations. So this company is reporting under the small company regime, so FRS 102, rather than micro entity. So it means that every year we have to adjust the property values to fair value. So I've been given the values by the director, and what we need to do is adjust them in Xero. So what you can see in front of you, that's basically the carried forward values from the previous year. They do now need to be adjusted to fair value. So I'll show you how to do that in Xero. So what we're going to do is create a manual journal. So I'll show you how to do that now. Right, the first thing we're going to need is basically the values from the balance sheet, and we're going to need the new values as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to use ChatGPT just to help us. We could also use a calculator, but ChatGPT will speed things up. So yeah, first thing we're going to do then is we're going to copy and paste the carried forward values into ChatGPT. Need to put the new values in ChatGPT, so you hopefully have a table with this in, or you could just type them directly in. So once we've got those second set of values in, we're just going to do a prompt. I'm doing accounts for an FRS 102 company. I've got 2 attachments. The first shows the carried forward property values, and the second shows the updated fair values as at the end of the accounting period. I want you to show me the difference in value, show me the difference in values for all, and suggest a journal entry to bring them to fair value. So it's worked out the differences for each of the properties, total fair value gain, and so also I've got to recommend a journal for us. So what we're going to do now is just enter the details in. Yeah, always get it to give a narration as well. Just going to put all of our investment properties in here. Make sure we're using tracking categories as well, just so it can all be linked. Any value gains can be linked to that specific property. And I'm just going to copy the numbers in. So it's increasing a value, it's going to be a debit. Then we need to final one just to do the total revaluations. So I'm reporting, this is a UK company, reporting under FRS 102, and so increases in value go through the profit and loss. Might be different depending on which country you're reporting in. That's going to be the balancing figure. So credit, because it's income. It's not linked to a specific properties because it encompasses multiple properties. I'm going to click post. So that's posted. What we'll do now is just check the balance sheet to make sure the values are correct. So I'm going to refresh this page. Then what we can do is just to get ChatGPT to check it. So we'll copy paste the new values in. Yes, and it's confirmed they're correct. So happy days. So next thing to do is time to record deferred tax. So again, depending on what regime you're reporting in, but in the UK under small companies, we have to track something called deferred taxation. In the case of investment property, it's taxation you would pay if you were to sell the properties based on how much they've gone in value. That's probably the easiest way to describe it. So it's something we have to track in the accounts. And so we can put that into Xero. And so what we can do is, again, continuing to use ChatGPT, assuming 25% corporation tax, calculate deferred taxation liability. And this can be grouped together in total rather than by property. So it's given us a deferred taxation liability. So we can copy and then create me a draft journal entry, including a narration to explain this, to include in Xero. Okay, we can put this into a new journal. So date will be the end of the accounting period. Copy and paste in the narration. 2 accounts. So we want to make sure we've got deferred taxation. Two accounting codes, one for profit and loss and one for the balance sheet. And remember, I've got a chart of accounts you can use if you don't have your own. So it'll be in the description if you want to download it. You can sign up to an email course which gives you all the chart of accounts for a property investment company, which you can upload into your Xero account. So the profit and loss will be an expense, and then the balance sheet is a liability because it's you're not paying it now. It's something you may come to pay in the future if you sell the properties. And so then we click OK, post. And again, we can just check the balance sheet to make sure that's gone in. You can see that deferred taxation liability is in there. If you check the profit and loss, there'll be one there too as well, which will be the same amount in this case. Okay, so that's deferred taxation dealt with. Another thing I'm going to show you how to do is just to set up customized reports. So what we'll do is we're going to go on to the profit and loss. Yeah, so firstly, I'll just show you how you can move things around. You can kind of customize your profit and loss and your balance sheet. So what you do is click on Edit Layout in the bottom left. This basically enables you to move around some of the accounting codes. You'll find that some of them are sometimes in the wrong place. So give an example, we've got corporation tax and deferred tax are under admin costs, but they should be under taxation. So we can move them down. That's how you kind of change the order of things if you need to. Just be careful though, you shouldn't need to move too much. It should mostly be in the same place. You might want to set up your accounts to look exactly like a set of FRS small company accounts as well, and you can do that too if you want to. You can set up new sections and new groups using these tabs here. I'm just going to keep it quite simple for this. It kind of making sure everything's in the right place roughly. And click Update Layout, and after you do any changes, just make sure you save, otherwise it will revert back to the previous one. So we're going to click Save As, Custom, Profit and Loss, and then click Make that the default one. And if we click now under Reporting, Profit and Loss, that'll be in the right order. We can just check that now. Cool. So you can check they've gone in. You notice there's only deferred tax. There wasn't a corporation tax, which I moved. That's because there's no value under corporation tax. That's why it isn't shown, but it will be in there. If it gets a positive value, it will go in there. I'm just going to show you now how to set up a customized report. So remember, we've already set up tracking categories. Tracking categories enable you to basically link income and expenses to a specific property. And yeah, in the last video, I showed you how to do that. So what I'm going to do now is set up a customized report to enable you to see the profit and loss for each individual property. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go on, again, Edit Layout. So what we're going to do then is we're going to click on Edit Layout and then Add Columns. We're going to add them under Tracking, which is tracking categories. I'm going to do that for as many properties as we got. So in this case, there's 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to click in these and just select which one it is. So you can basically choose them. So for each of the properties, then we'll click Update Layout. And what you'll see now is rather than just having everything all in one row, you've basically got a total on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, you've got different rows for each of the properties. So the difference is you can now basically compare the different profit and loss for each property. You can see there's not many numbers under them. That's because, I haven't done it properly. I basically haven't been using tracking categories for all the income and expenses. I just did it for a few of them to show you how it works. But if you're really rigid about ensuring you use tracking categories for all of your income and expenses that are relatable to a specific property, that's going to give you a full picture with full profit and loss for each of your properties. It's going to be a really useful tool to help you see how well each of your properties are performing. So what's really important now, again, is just to save that report. So I'm going to click Save As, Custom. I would call it Profit and Loss by Property. Save. And what's really important now then is we need to go in there and just make sure that we can view it. So it should be under Reporting. It's not there as a default. So what we do is we can go on All Reports. And basically what we need to do is find the report, which will be in Custom Reports. So we click on, see it's Profit and Loss by Property. Click on a blue star, and that's now going to show when we save it under our reporting page. We click Home now. So what we'll do then is we'll just click under Reporting. You can see there it is Profit and Loss by Property. So we've moved around the profit and loss to make sure things are in the right place. I've showed you how you can set up a customized profit and loss by property. That's probably the most important report you have. I think the only other one I'd probably add, we'll do one more. Yeah, the only other one I'd probably add is you've got now profit and loss by property, your balance sheet. You want to have probably either monthly or quarterly profit and loss report. I wouldn't do that by tracking category. It'll just there'll be too much going on the page, but it's good just to be able to see every month or at the very least every quarter how your portfolio is getting on. So what we can do is change the date range to say can leave, say this month. And what we can do is do compare with last 3 months. And what it's doing now, you can see what it's doing now is that's going to give us basically the current month and the last 3 months, so we can compare. You can just notice any trends that are useful for you to track your performance of your overall portfolio. And again, just making sure we save it. Then all we're going to do then is just make sure that we then tick that blue, and that's going to enable us to view that report. So there we are then. We've gone through a full basic Xero setup. We've taken a new Xero account. We've showed you how to connect bank accounts, how to import transactions, how to reconcile transactions, how to import the property-specific chart of accounts, which you can download in the description. Then show you how to set up tracking categories to link income and expenses to specific properties. And then finally, I've showed you how to make custom reports and how to revalue properties. So that's most things you're going to really need to do as a property investment company.
Xero course, which includes a free chart of accounts which you can download. It's in the description. If you haven't watched it yet, watch part 1, which gives you the basics of how to set up your account for Xero. Watch that video now.